Hi, I'm Jane. I'm Mrs. Cruz's cousin. Mrs. Cruz told me that you were learning about grasslands and forests. I live in Missouri on a big prairie. A prairie's a open field of grass that's never been disturbed by people. The grass and flowers that are in my prairie look just like they did when the buffalo and prairie chickens lived here years ago. I live on a little house on the prairie. Have you ever heard of or read the Little House on the Prairie books by Laura Ingalls Wilder? They're pretty fun to read. Right now it's fall on my prairie, so most of the flowers have gone away. But I'm going to show you a few flowers that are still here. There's white yarrow, and there's some milkweed. There's also some clover and aster. These are the asters that make pretty white and yellow and even blue flowers in the springtime. I'm going to show you some tall prairie grass. Sometimes this prairie grass can grow almost as tall as you are. And the roots of all the grasses and flowers in a prairie are usually 3 times longer under the ground than they are tall. So if the blue stem grass grows 3 feet tall, then underground it's probably 9 feet. Isn't that neat? Here is some prairie sage, and next to it is more milkweed. There's a large piece of blue stem that's still left here. I found one yellow sunflower still growing. In August, our whole prairie is covered with these. Through the year, our prairie changes colors. In the spring, it's covered with Indian paintbrush. They're red, and sometimes it looks like our whole field has a sheen of red. Then the blue flowers come out, the asters, and the pretty yellow and pink tall coneflowers come out. It's really fun to see all the changing colors of my prairie. This is where the asters grew. This is what's left of them. But about 2 months ago, these were covered with blue and yellow and white flowers. And over here, these were purple. They were part of a clover plant. Look, I found a few white blazing prairie stars left. They look like little tiny daisies. Every once in a while, we find a hole in the prairie. This is where mice can go. And a lot of times, if the hole is big, it's where a possum or skunk is hiding, even a coyote. They're pretty fun to hear howl at night. What do you think is in this hole? Maybe a big mole or even a snake. Here's the wetland on our prairie. Can you see how tall the grass is? Because there's a lot of water right here. See the difference? Here's what the prairie looks like. And then this is where the wetland is. Every prairie has a little wetland. This is where all the animals get their water when it's dry in the summer. We see ducks and heron, mockingbirds and bluebirds, finch, quail, Canada geese, sandpipers, meadowlarks, and cardinals drinking here. Cardinals and quail are my favorite. Have you ever heard of bobwhite quail? I want you to listen really closely to the animals. I can hear frogs and crickets and grasshoppers. Here's another look at the tall blue stem prairie grass. It's only grown where the prairie is that hasn't been disturbed. This is what it would have looked many thousands of years ago in the fall on the prairie. Look, I found some more white yarrow and a pretty yellow sunflower. Here's a patch of short stem bluegrass prairie. See the difference? I bet the buffalo really like this grass. It looks nice and soft and good to eat. In the summer, these make beautiful red coneflowers, and those make pretty purple clover. The butterflies love to see the clover. Our whole field is full of pretty monarch butterflies and yellow-winged butterflies and lots of birds. These are prairie chickens. This is a video I shot about 10 years ago. We don't find any prairie chickens on our prairie anymore, but I wanted you to hear what they sound like. We call it booming in the spring. There are hardly any prairie chickens left in the whole world. To show you, see on the left, we're burning the prairie. Every spring we burn our prairie because that helps to make the flowers bloom. And in the spring, those on the right are the Indian paintbrush, and our prairie is always full of those pretty red flowers. Indian paintbrush are my favorite. Thanks for taking a tour around my prairie with me. I hope you enjoyed it.